Okay, so Nick, yes, not in a Camaro like it says on the screen. He says desperately trying to cover up what he said earlier. And Wayne Kids, he's got the Chevy Hell. Ryish green, I have no idea where that is. I know where Floor is.
Oh, 7. Car goes the other way, goes 78 this time. Yes. Not the Wayne Hiscock or mine, but a 950 on a 960 dial-in. Car working well.
I think that's one of those breakouts where they won't really mind. Okay, so that'll be Ronnie Mercer. And of course Will Clark, the unmistakable, the motorcycle engine powered dragster. It is not an easy thing to do to get a motorcycle engine to work in a dragster, but they've managed it. So 1006 plays 1066 and all that stuff.
Ronnie moves up from 20 to 12 with that one. He's only 400s off his dial-in, and he's number 12. No help there for young Will. Ethan Lyle, Neil Hunter. Don't forget, last qualifying session this one.
Okay, so 984 plays 994, so that would be an interesting one on the tree tomorrow if that happened. As the qualifying stands, I don't think it would, but still be nice. The other thing to watch, if you watch the top light, it's not exactly 0.5 of a second. There's a random value so that you don't use devices to leave off the tree.
Almost like Neil Hunter was expecting a pro tree then.
Yeah.
Breakout for Ethan. 991 on a 994. 1070 there for Neil Hunter, but as we say, he sold himself a dummy that time instead of the guy in the other lane.
Okay, now in the pro street class in Sweden, they have a purple truck, and the guy's name is Freddie. He does 300-foot burnouts and he backs up really fast, so we had to call him the other Fast Freddie. So here's our very own fast pickup, which is Neil Watkins, currently a number 30 qualifier. But we are running all run this weekend. So. And John Turner in the Greenfish. Stuck with a 914.
It's a good shout, actually. Oh, 913 with a 3. Oh, 1136. Neil Watkins, 30 up to 5. Right, Guy King with that gorgeous black Chevelle. Just looks so right. And Alan Medley with the old time Omega. Dial-in Zen 1076 for the old 1035 for the Chevelle. Oh, proper cocked up wheelie there for Guy King. Oh, 1022, big break out there for Guy King. 1078, Alan Medley moves up from 22 to 6. Into the pairing lanes, please. Super Pro and Street Eliminator, please. Super Pro and Street Eliminator, please.
We have Super Pro, and there's someone missing at the front of the queue.
I don't know why I've just called Super Pro, because they're already there.
Yeah, probably just to make sure they're all there. Okay, so Dave Cherrett dialing in 990 with the Dark Avenger. He's currently number 22. And Bob Molden, the White Noise Peugeot, Wobbly Bob, 965 currently, number 13. I say currently.
Oh, one light there for Dave Cherrett. 987, he breaks, and that's about a double breakout. 987 and 960 both went too quick. Alright, Simon Ennis, number 2 qualifier. And going alongside Elaine Hancock, the happy lady, dialing in 10:45 and could break out. I think that Elaine came out of a 16-second front-wheel drive Honda Civic into a 10-second altered. That's quite a leap, that, isn't it?
Yeah, so that puts her in a 4-second car next, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, 10:48. And a 10:59 with a 2. Simon Ennis bang on his number again. Oh, he's going to be one to watch tomorrow. Just don't pull any red lights. 10:48 for Elaine on a 10:45 Darling. They've all got it pretty well sussed today. Let's see how Ian Brown gets on. He's currently number 3. He's capable of moving up a couple of spots. Going to take a very sharp run to do it.
It's our last runner in Pro ET.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, it's going to be need a miracle to take the number 1 spot. Good effort, 1086 on a 1083 dial. So, Laura Bainton, number 1 qualifier in Pro ET, and Laura or Paul or anybody from that team, come on up to the tower. Yeah. Got the perfect ET.
We have money for you, courtesy of Andy Fadster and Twister Racing Team.
Right, let's see if Tom Atkinson can run 3 881s in a row. He's the number 2 qualifier at the moment. Number 1 is, oh no, it hasn't changed yet. So Pete Walters, 785 and 881 for Tom. So it's Austin Jacks, yeah, number 1 qualifier. Let's see if we can hold on to that spot. Oh, 786 there for Pete Walters. He moves up to number 3. Tom stays number 2. It was an 896 in the end there. Into the pairing lanes, please. Comp Eliminator. So you down in the lanes, please. Comp Eliminator. Come on down. Dave Russell, the van with no name. Although the wind turbines are sort of facing crosswind, the burnout smoke is blowing up the track, so that gives you a bit of an indication of the low-level wind direction. The flags, having said that, are crosswind. Darling's then 877 for Dave Russell, 776 for Dave Smith. Last qualifying session, Super Pro ET. Look at that run there, 8.77 with a 9. Dave Russell, bang on his number, only number 3 qualifier. But that's 3 drivers on their numbers. All right, Pell Norman, Mathis Krayer.
Okay, so Pell had a very successful day's testing yesterday. He's dialing a lot slower than he ran yesterday. Not entirely sure what that's about. Probably not wanting to thrash it. They were very pleased with the runs yesterday. Do you know, if I didn't know better, I'd say that was Barry Bohannon down on the start line there.
I was thinking the same thing earlier, actually. A better looking version of Barry Bohannon there.
Yeah.
Probably getting insulting text from him now, but never mind.
Well, you know what Oscar Wilde said about being worse than being talked about.
Yeah. 71 and 8.13. Pell Norman breaks out by a 10th. Mathis moves up to 15. Pete Lane with it here, spitting loud and boomer. Chevy. And the dragster, driven by Brad Jackson, currently residing in the number 15 spot.
See, this is a good time with Peter Lane on the track. Good time to say hello to my good buddy Colin Rofe. I did get your message earlier, Colin, but absolutely no chance of replying. Thank you very much. So it's Colin got in touch, Colin, to say he's enjoying the commentary and the coverage and the racing. And, yeah, so always good to know. Okay, so Brad Jackson, your reigning UK national champion. So currently a number 15 qualifier, and Pete's number 6 with an 8.66 dial in. 7.64 for Brad.
Well, Brad is still your points chase leader at the moment, from Colin Morris in second spot, and Team Time is Money in the number 3 spot. Fairly close.
Brad's car's moving around a little bit. So Brad knows. Brad's got a handle on it, so no improvement for either. So 15 for Brad and 6 for Pete.
Right, next up it's the Giles and Hartley dragster. There it comes.
So it's Daniel Giles driving the car this time around. I think Dad Barry was in it at the main event. The only real difference is the dialing is slightly quicker for Daniel. Barry, together with Steve Johnson and Martin Jones, Barry is one of the guys who was responsible for getting Super Pro ET going in this country. You know, it's another one of those. Another one of those situations where they wanted to run a class and the authorities said, okay, then bring people.
Yeah.
And now look at it. So Dave Evans, a nice thundering burnout there.
I'll tell you one class is growing, just thinking of classes, and that's the 100Es.
Yeah.
I can see that happening in the future.
Yeah.
Probably start off at lifestyle and go from there.
Yeah. Okay, so 7.32 dial in for Daniel and 8.02 for Dave. Again, we know this car can do 7s. This is always a big favourite of our late friend Ed O'Connell. He used to love this car. They even did a t-shirt with one of his pictures on it.
35, 807. Well, Daniel moves up a couple of spots to number 7. Dave stays 11. See Steve Johnson a tyre shake on the burnout there.
Yeah, I think what happened there is I'm not sure he picked up enough water on the way through. There it is down there, but I guess he might have done a fast Freddy and ran through it.
Yeah.
But one of the beautiful things about this car is when like Steve first ran the car, there was obviously something wasn't right. It didn't sound right. There's like a misfire or something, but now it's working, and that's got to be a great moment.
Oh yeah.
So, Laura Turbo currently in number 9 qualified. I was in 778. That's that Ian seeing around the car. Laura's partner out front.
So let's see if Steve can drive through tyre shake once again, looking for a 7.20. Hope he doesn't get tyre shake off 778. Oh, he did. Bigger wonder this time as well. They both click it early.
I must admit, I was watching Steve. I don't see what happened there with Laura.
Right, Oliver Krautberger.
Okay, now, I heard from Marcus in Germany about this.
Yeah.
This could well be Oliver's going to turn the gas on this run. All the runs he's done so far have been no gas. I'm not seeing a purge, mind you, but doesn't prove anything. Oh, there you go.
There it is.
So, thank you very much, Marcus. That's a credit against your next firing, which takes place in about 48 seconds. So,
Bob Doyle with the ZK, he's already purged his nitrous.
Yep. I won't tell that story about Spencer Tram again. Everyone knows it. Hello, Spencer. I know you're tuned in too. So one of the beauties about Spencer is you encounter people who think they know everything, but Spencer genuinely does. He's quite good at explaining stuff too. That looks like a very nice, someone's pedalling. So 908 there for Oliver. And 11:36, I guess that was Bob then pedalling in the second half.
Well, fingers crossed he's okay for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Didn't have exactly a brilliant Q1 either. Still qualified though. Race day has this habit of throwing up some curveballs as well. Right, into the pairing lanes, please. NEM Plant sponsored Nostalgia Superstock. Can we have you in the lanes, please?
Okay, so Austin Jack in the Capri, your number 1 qualifier. 8.5031 on an 850 dialing, sticks with the 850. And Joe Kellett from Bolton with a 778 dialing, currently a number 23 qualifier. Now, according to the track's weather station, it's 21 in the shade out there. I would say it was more, but what do I know? Nice reaction times for both.
Oh, Joe wobbling all over the place there. Backs out of it early, 8:45. Austin showing good form there, 8:54, 160. No idea what was going on with Joe there, though.
No, he did have a bit of a skate. I was looking elsewhere at the time. Okay, so this is Martin Jones in the top methanol dragster, which isn't really. Martin deliberately keeps it illegal for FIA competition so that he doesn't do something financially stupid. And then here he is, Mr. 6, Mark Todd. Another one who is a recipient of one of my typos. I do apologise, but it's all been sorted. So this car is intended to run in top speed automotive street eliminator for a reason which I'm not privy this weekend. He's not.
Yeah, tyres.
Tyres. Okay.
Purely tyres.
Okay. Oh, wheelie bars.
No, he basically, because of the tyre change coming up next year, he can only run this car twice this year. He didn't want to spend a load of money on a pair of tyres you only can get 2 meetings out of, so he thought he'd concentrate on the setup on the car, run it in Super Pro, and then back to Street Eliminator for next year.
Makes perfect sense. And he's running 6 now as well.
Yeah.
But,
well,
so
he's dialing in 6.8 for this one. Well, this one won't count for Mark Todd. Tyre shake for Mark Todd.
Tell you what, that's quite a high speed Mark's got on there. There you go, 202. 706, and that was with shake and a pedal.
Yeah, but the run will be annulled anyway, blue line violation.
Oh, did we have a blue line? Oh dear.
Touched the car as it was going in. .706 though, not bad, but he's already run that 6. So Nick Good with the full-blown dragster for Lucas Oils, going alongside Dave Paul with the Camaro. 683 for Nick, 898 for Dave. After Super Pro we have Street Eliminator, and then they'll be setting off on their cruise later on.
So Nick just rolled the beams a little bit there before he hit it. You probably noticed that at 686.
Oh, dude.
That'll move him up from 17 to number. So if Nick hadn't rolled the beams there, I think he might well have broken out. Okay, so Ashley Bell, Sands Ducks, and Scott Hauser has been national champion a couple of times in this class. Ashley Bell returning after a fair absence. Ashley was another one of those ones who had no luck except bad luck. But it's good to see it all come together now.
Whoa, Ashley Bell taking a little bit of a longer route to the finishing line than normal. Had to back out of it. 760 for Scott though. 400ths off. Moves up to number 11 though. Ashley Bell gathers it up, crosses the line at 13.85. Matchup actually, Ron Bartlett and Mark Bailey.
That is a nice looking pairing.
It's a cracking pairing.
One for the photographers.
is so cool, that tow car. Do like
That's
that.
great, isn't it? Winner of best tow car since ever.
Since Vince Gibbs.
Yes, yes, I'll give you that one. Yeah. So now we need to
I was
settle.
trying to think who it was then.
Okay, so Mark just nudged out of stage.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
some fluid coming out of the bonnet of Martin Bartlett's car. It's covered the windscreen, I think. Well, hopefully Ron's engine's okay from that one, but I just saw the it was almost like a spray coming over the roof, so whatever it was probably hitting the windscreen as well, so fingers crossed everything okay. 1265 107 for Mark Bailey. Mark probably saw what was going on as well, but they both turned around the corner at the top end. Yeah, the track crew coming out as well. Bizarrely, I don't normally see something that small, if you know what I mean, Tom.
Yeah.
I haven't got the eyesight for it, but I spotted that, and fingers crossed. Obviously, a lot of people having a good old mill around the shutdown area. And bizarrely, in both lanes. Yeah, so a bit of a track inspection in the shutdown area. Right, next up it is Top Speed Automotive Street Eliminator.
Actually, I think it's not amusing at the time, but it's like sometimes the body language of the car reflects what the driver's thinking.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
Yeah,
in
yeah.
that case.
So field is set in Super Pro. Hang on, get an update now. Ah, right, okay. Well, news is everything seems to be okay, but what's happening at the top end, because they're doing some track prep prior to Street Eliminator, the spotters go out there and just check the track, so everything is good. Excellent. So once the track prep is done, we are good to go. So this is the last qualifying session for all cars and bikes, of course. Street Eliminator, what is the time now anyway? I don't even know, lost track. 5:10. So Street Eliminator will do their last qualifying runs, and then in about an hour after that they will go out on their cruise, so they will probably leave here about 6:30. We'll jaunt around the Northamptonshire and Bedfordshire countryside, about 26 miles I think it is, and they go to Wellingborough. They park up, they have a hot start, so basically they switch the engine off and have to restart it in 2 minutes. They also then have to go to a designated fuel stop and put, I don't know how much fuel it is, I'm going to have a stab at 10 litres, but they put fuel in the car to show that it runs on pump gas. And then they head back here, and the last car has to be back here no later than 5 minutes after the first car arrives back here. And assuming everybody does everything correctly, they can then race in eliminations. You are allowed, obviously, to take passengers out on the cruise. A big advantage there for Nigel Hell. He's got 5 passenger seats, so he can carry a whole load of people. Joe Stevens, I'm thinking only can carry 1 in his. But nobody else can work on the car apart from those that are in the car, if that makes sense. So you generally, if you're only a 2-seater car, you'll take somebody that can work on the car with you. And of course there is an organiser's car that leads the way as well, sets the pace if you like.
Yeah, given that the cruise is on the running order, I guess they're going to come down the lane for us all to clap.
Yeah, I hope so.
Excellent. Yeah, if you're not seen it before, one of the things they do with the cruise now is the guys come down the lane alongside the track, give us all a wave on the way out. That's always a good spectacle.
Right, well, I think we're nearly there. So extra glue gone down on the start line. The top end crew, there's just a few of them milling around at the far end. A couple of spotters out there, but all pretty good. So the STP Summer Nationals then 2019 edition will be remembered for being an exceptionally nice weather weekend. Really looking forward to the live music tonight up in the Pro ET pits. Everybody's pretty chilled out this weekend, although it's very, very warm. And a good crowd this weekend as well, actually. Thank you all so much indeed for coming. Sportsman racing all right at its best here this weekend.
Oh, hell yes.
Don't forget we've still got another round of Pro Mod to come.
Yeah, it surprises me that like Helen and David, who do the DVDs and the web TV for Pro Mod and some other classes, have taken away their camera before the third round of Pro Mod.
I'm sure they'll be back.
I hope so, yeah, because they got a nice.
The tripod's still there.
Yeah, well, the clamp up here and the camera are gone.
Ah, right.
I'm guessing they've not nipped out to do interviews and they'll be back. I do hope so. But luckily, I've got footage for them of Jean Doulemont yesterday, so
good.
That's good.
Why'd you cracking run from John again today, though?
Yeah, that was a nice run. Yeah. Tighten up the clutch a bit and it'll be a 5. Listen to the expert.
Well, I'll tell you what, one of the other happy campers in Pro Mod will be Kev Slyfield. Got that, let's just say he's put the main event behind him now.
I mean, both Jean and Kev, I mean, Kev's done it before. They run meteoric 8s, and it's kind of, like you sort out the bits of the 8th and then you sort out the bits of 1,000, and they're kind of on it now. And it's not going to be too
Well, fair to say, the whole class is on it at the moment. It's, there's no gimmies anymore in Pro Mod, that's for sure.
And there's always, they haven't Chirp as well, there's always a shock in round 1. It's brilliant.
So, run of the day so far for you, Tog?
There've been quite a lot of runs. Let's have a look.
Well, I'm going to go with I'm going to go with Mark Todd. Actually, that was a phenomenal build-up to an epic 6-second run. So well done to Mark. But you never know; we still may have run of the day to come.
Yeah. I think hard luck of all of the day was the track being too short by half an inch. But we had a lot of really good runs today. I think, well, obviously, Harley J. Derby taking their money off us.
Oh, that, yeah.
And I think the first 8th of both of Neil Midgley's runs counts.
Funny bike, Eric.
Yep.
You could see that it was one of those runs that was building and building and building, and it just completely delivered at the top end, which was really good to see. Obviously, Ven going 6.8s again, but with dare I say it, we're almost used to it now.
Yes.
It's still phenomenal to watch.
So yeah, that's the point. He's going to be trying to back up that speed record very shortly.
Yeah, he went. Was it 689, 212.86?
Yeah, it's the speed that's, and he was very close to backing it up with his previous best, but basically to 210.73. Do you know what? I'm not sure I could pick a single run. I couldn't even pick a single class, I don't think.
No problem.
Yeah.
Don't forget, folks, the month of July is not far away. Got some cracking events coming up. Dragstalgia, one of our favourite events on the calendar. Middle of the month. This is one of those that you don't really want to miss whatsoever. Cracking entry. Events are building up all the time, and we haven't got a final entry list yet, so to speak, for Dragstalgia, but it is nicely building at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's the 5th of July, isn't it? There's a entry deadline, so yeah, 2 weeks yet.
Yeah, the event 12th to the 14th of July. Don't forget, under 16s go free. A car that we've just found out today is Fire Force 2 will be here. The oldest running Fire Force. Oh yeah, Fire Force 1 is still about, but not currently running. Nostalgia Cannonball, Slingshot Showdown, Gasser Circus, Nostalgia Pro Stop By, Outlaw Anglia, that'll be busy. Wild Bunch, that'll be very busy. Willis Wars, Supercharged Outlaws, Nostalgia Superstock, and the NSA Bike Shootout. And then there, of course, is Run What You Brung, pre-1980s. Run What You Brung sessions are also, there's more events coming up. Bug Jam the weekend after, then it's the Mopars, first weekend of August. Go to sanapod.co.uk or .com. Both of them take you to the Sanapod page where you can check out the future events coming up. Right, here we go then. Top Speed Automotive Street Eliminator. Ashley Cooper, Joe Stevens. Ash currently number 5 with a 10.23. Joe, number 2, 8.17. It's almost a case of, right, we left enough smoke out of the car. You're going to have to live with the rest of it.
So either that or I've got cataracts.
Right, so Joe's got 8.17, his best so far. And he's not going to get a number this time round. He went way too soon. So I've got 10.36. Goes, well, no improvement there. Actually went 10.23 prior to that. Right, the Hales, Nigel and Nick. So Nigel Hale, let's have a look. He's currently number 6 qualified at the moment, 10.59. Nick on a 10.70. Big difference with Nick these days. Obviously running consistent lines in the car, but not using nitrous. So he's naturally aspirated at the moment. So Nigel and Nick, let's see what they got for us before they go out on the cruise. Oh, Nigel's got a problem. Lost drive, I think. Oh no, he's got it back. Whether it jumped out of gear or what, I don't know. And a 10.73, 126 for Nick. Nothing's go off Nigel's car, so I'm just going to go for jumping out of gear on that one. We'll see. Well, fingers crossed he's okay for the cruise. 25-second run there. All right, next up is Anthony Higg. Graham Smith. Purge of the nitrous there for Graham. So Anthony Higgs with Triggers Broom, currently number 4 qualified. Graham currently number 3. Great to see the Capri in the 9s this weekend. That was a heck of a rebuild after the main event, but got it done, and got it done well. All right, let's see then. Wow, look at the Capri go. What a run.
Fantastic.
Oh my word. Oh my goodness me. 8.85 for Anthony Higgs. 8.98 for Graham Smith. Oh, chuffed a bits to call that one. Anthony Higgs, you legend. 8.85, 1:59 after a marathon rebuild over the last 4 weeks, and boy did that pay off. Not only that, Graham Smith back into the 8s once again, 8.98, 150 mile an hour. But I tell you what, the drag racing family came round for Anthony Higgins and they've paid him, and he's paid them all back with that run. Wow. God, that's going to be a party tonight.
Oh, yes.
Can't wait to go and see him in the pits later on. Right, we're into Comp Eliminator. Andy, Fred Hone, Kev Perkins. Considering Anthony Higgs has built that car himself, that is a testament to what he can achieve.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Fred weaving around a bit. Oh, 739. That's why he's weaving. He was squeezing every last bit of power out of that car up run. Well, Tog, I will say that I said to you earlier, run of the day, and I said we may still see it.
Oh, yeah.
We've now seen it.
Yeah. And did you notice
that one?
That shake he had, the whole back of the car went blurry, and he stayed with it.
Yeah, and that's about 2 runs of the day in a row, actually. Anthony Higgs with that, and that was a cracking pass from Fred there. The only way Fred knows is to bury his foot in the firewall and see what happens. Cracking driving that. Love being sport for choice when runs of the day come like that. I'll tell you what, here's another pair capable of that as well, actually. Rennie Hirschman and Kev Jenkins. Two gorgeous looking machines as well. Oh, Kev getting a little bit out of shape. 7:43 and an 8:78.
Yeah, there's a distinct but subtle puff of smoke from Kev's right bank there. At about 1,000 feet, someone's just nipping out the center track.
Right, got to get this lot out. Into the pairing lanes, please. VW Sportsman, VW Pro. Super Comp, Super Street Bike, 850 bike, 950 bike, and funny bike. That is a mass call out, that one.
Tell us who you don't want him.
Yeah, in that order, please. VW Sportsman, VW Pro, Super Comp from the car classes, and from the bikes, Super Street Bike, 850, 950, and right, Dave Smith and Jordan Payne. Dave number 5 at the moment, Jordan number 2. Take a monster PB to take the number 1 away from Fred.
Yeah, so Jordan is 0.47 under index and Fred is 0.59 under index. So you could get close.
Well, Jordan's been PBing this weekend, which is good. It makes you so glad that Nigel Payne parked that car until Jordan was old enough and he didn't sell it. That was a mega move, that was. Oh, 0-1 light as well for Jordan. He knows how to drive that car.
So yeah, he just cleaned Dave's clock on the start line, that's for sure. That'll do you.
750, 181. Excellent job. 770, 175 there for Dave Smith. Jordan Smith. ADM Plant, Nostalgia Superstock. Kiwi against Jim Chandler. Darling's then 10 flat for Jim, that's a good shout. And Kiwi 990. Well, Jim went 10.03 earlier. Oh, lovely wheels up launch there. You know what, he could run a 9. Oh, 10.06 and 10.29. Jim moves up 10 to 8. No improvement there for Kiwi. Good hard launch there for Jim. 130 mile an hour on the strike. Adrian Portelli up next alongside Chris Layram. These two are number 9 and number 12 on the qualified order respectively. Adrian looking for 11 flat, went 11.03 earlier on, and Chris looking for 12.76. Zero one light there for Chris, was moving before the tree went. He got it right. Adrian there first, 11.06, 13.01 for Chris. Adrian moves up 9 to 7.
Okay, next up, Tig Napier, the Bad Habit Challenger, dialing in 9.58. He's your number 14 qualifier. And Vic Parsons, 10.25. The nice piece of trivia about Vic Parsons is the last Gamblers bracket they had at Shakespeare County Raceway before it closed. Vic won that. So that's a record he has that can never be taken away from him. Nice reaching for the sky at Tig Napier. So he's looking for 9.58.
9.60.
Oh, there you go.
That's what happens when Tig keeps his boot in it, doesn't lift. Cracking. Breakout 10.24 in the Auto Glim Lane. Right, the Stang. 13.40 dial in for Clive Dandridge, currently number 9. Rick Denny looking for 11.06, currently number 7. Oh, 11.03 went the wrong way on the dial-in. 13.47. Clive stays 9.
And funnily enough, his previous best with the same dial-in, 13.46. So, like we said earlier, consistency like that is what wins you races.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up, that will be Guy King and Simon Rickwood. We're just hanging them on a moment. Oh, I think we're getting the dial-in from Simon. Yeah, it's over there where no one can see it.
Yeah. 9.98, there it is. Not a 6.
Oh, that'd be good. I'd pay money to see that. There we go. This is one of the rules. If you go into stage and your dialing is wrong, it's down to you to check it. If it's not right, you just don't go into stage. some teams have a person whose job it is just to check the dialing.
Right, no help for either actually. 10:32 and a 10:09. Guy King stays 11, Simon Rickman stays 6. Pete Wiseman and Tom Watkins. Pete number 15, Tom number 2.
A couple of problematic runs for Pete, one of which wasn't actually a run, so it's certainly looking better for him now.
Cracking effort for Tom, but he breaks out by 2 thou. Oh.
Yeah, we're just working that one out. 2.79 inches, the track was too short for him there.
Alright, this is another Williams versus Watkins pairing. I've been so many of those. Nick Darling in 971. Wow. Amy in 961. Well, I think Nick moved the wheelie bar up a bit there. 137 on the back wheels. 74 and a 56. Nick stays 4, Amy stays 5.
Okay. Next up. It's all gone quiet.
It's gone quiet. That's Neil Watkins below us. Oh, started up again.
Okay, so I believe this is the last run of the session. 11:35 dialing for Neil, who is currently your #1 qualifier.
Well, he'll remain #1, won't he? Nobody else to go.
Yes, that was a stupid use of the word currently, wasn't it?
So Neil Watkins stays 1, Tom Watkins 2, Tig 3, Nick Williams 4, Amy Watkins 5, Sam Rickman 6, Rick Denny 7, Angel Portelli 8, Clive, Jim, Guy, Vic, Chris, Stewart and Kiwi after that. Right, we move on to VW Sportsman. Polly Judge and Russ Weir.
So Polly is your reigning champion in this class. Dials in 15:59. She's borrowed the keys to Dad's car again. It's Mike. Hello Mike, if you tuned in. You must be a really nice bloke. Mind you, you did us all a favour and you and your wife gave us Polly, so it could have been a lot worse. And 17:68 for Russ in this big one.
So Polly's going to get there first. 15:59 the target, 15:56 breakout, and a breakout for Russ as well, went 51 on a 68. Right, Paul Walclate with the 300 horsepower VW Camper, the cutthroat racing machine, alongside Paul Sarrett with the Golf. 15:75 dial in for him. Right, coming up to the line then. Paul's in stage, both in stage, tree counts are down, off they go. Well, Paul Warlake at the moment has done a 15:52. But it looks like it's slowing down quite dramatically at the stripe. Yeah, 17:10 at only 61 miles now. 16:11.84 for Paul. No improvement, he stays 7. Right, John Crawford and Laurie Anslow. How can I make the best use possible of a Skoda Octavia estate? Bring it drag racing and running it in VW Sportsman. Proper job. Right, John Crawford with the Golf. Looking for 15:77. Laurie looking for 17:60. .24 and a 18:24. A little bit off pace for both of them, so no improvement. John stays 5, Laurie stays 8. Right, Zach and the Audi, Josh and the Golf. Now Zach's still number 1 qualifier, 13:13 from his Q1 run. Just sit to 13:10 for this one. And Josh looking for 14.60. Oh, 13:23, 14:81. Wow, Josh moves up from 11 to 8. Well done. And, well, Zach couldn't move any higher than number 1.
Oh, did you just do a tog? Beware, it ends up with you getting shouted at for walking on the cracks in the pavement, you know. Oh, that was it, yeah.
That's a big old red light there.
Yeah, and they're both Holly Sanders.
And Holly is in both lanes.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Holly. That's quite a feat. Even though it's John McCarrigal in the energy check lane going 14.95. It was a breakout anyway, so it wouldn't have improved his position.
Okay, so that was VW Sportsman, now into VW Pro. First up, Graham Fairhead from Bungay, which is in Norfolk. 12:20 dial in against Carl Goldsmith. For 11, he slowed down the dialing a bit, 11:20.
Good move from Graham Fairhead there, 10-3. 12:28 on a 12:20. Going in the right direction. All right, the late goose, Aidan Solly. 11 flat with the A3. And the Sirocco. Paul Bargate, the legend. Car number 2. .24, 12:67. Well, Adrian moves up 1 spot from 9 to 8 with his run there. All right, Bruce Collins and Alex, not Alex. Well, he's number 1 qualifier. All he can do is just improve his number a bit on the ET.
The way the Bruce's car makes a move every time he changes gear. Okay, so 12:47. Alex Knott, of course, stays number 1, and Bruce moves up from 11 to 10.
Paul Jackson with Il Pirata, the Lupo, and it's Abby Tether with the Golf. The Darlings, 12.25 for Paul, 12.83 for Abby.
Okay, so your number 4 plays your number 11.
So, 97, good run there for Abby on an 83, and no help, 12.64 and a 12.25 for Paul Jackson. Sounded like November the 5th as he was going up there. He's setting off bangers behind the car. Into the pairing lanes, please. Outlaw Anglia. Yep, let's have the Wild Fords into the lanes, please. Outlaw Anglia. All right, for Team Militia, James Gould and Daniel Piggott. James currently number 7, Daniel number 5. 12.30 plays 11.99 on the Darlings.
Oh,
12.35. James Gould goes to number 1. So that's a wrap for VW today. On now to Super Comp. And it's your number 1 qualifier there at the moment, Dolly Daydream, Leah Kellett against Pete Cresswell. In actual fact, we've got 5 cars in Super Comp and only 2 of them have got the right side of the class index today. The other 3 have all broken out. Well, 2 of them are Wild Bunch cars, so that's to be expected because they like going fast.
So that'll be Pete Creswell. That's one of his sons out front. One behind. Don't see Mrs. Creswell here. I hope she's okay. Okay, so 890, the name of the game here. In terms of currently recorded ETs, Pete is one of the illegals.
Oh, not off the line entirely, perfectly there for Leah at all, so she's going to get... And a breakout for Pete Creswell.
Slightly less.
Thing is though, Pete has a habit of doing that, and then it will come around to eliminations. It'll be 890, 890, 890.
Okay, so that's Paul Hudson with what used to be his pension pot. And Darryl Howes in the chemical reaction, one of our Wild Bunch runners, who Darryl is number 5 with a 877. Can you spot what is wrong with that scenario?
So Conlon Paul quicker than 894, slower than 890. Well, same thing applies to Darryl Howes actually. Whoa,
steady Paul.
Wobble, wobble, wobble. 920, 891 for Darryl Howes. He takes the number 1 spot, gets one the right side, and nicely judged run. Only 116 miles an hour at the stripe, so he certainly lifted very early indeed, considering he was doing 126 at the 8th. But that was a super run.
think we're going to have a quick look at the track.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big wobble at the stripe there for Paul. Well, it looks all right. Into the pairing lanes, please. Can I have Motorsport UK Pro Modified? Right, Steve Field, Black Pig 2, had to be towed back to the pits after Q2. Well, during Q2, didn't get his running. So fingers crossed, all okay now. Right, so we know the car's running good. Let's see if he can slow it down enough to go the right side of 890.
Yeah, you can hear him.
He's not backing off that much. Point proven, 881.
Close, but the cellophane on the cigar box remains intact.
It does indeed.
Okay. There's a lot of people walking off going on here. I rather suspect there might be a quick bit of track grooming.
Yeah, Super Street Bike up next. They're all ready to come round the corner. This is going to be what's the word they use? A doozy.
A doozy, yes.
Don't know where that comes from, but...
oh, that goes back to Sharkman days, that does.
Oh, does it?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Two bikes already in the sixes.
Yep, Ven is on the speed record. We've got the numbers there.
Bump spot of 753. That's moving, actually. It's quick. Right, I'm going to have a look at information. Here we go. On the Eurodragster website, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
The font of all knowledge. So let's go to... This is ACU this weekend, isn't it?
It is. You're looking for Ian King's website?
No, I'm looking for...
What are you missing?
No, I'm not missing anything, actually.
Ah, good. Good.
Oh, right, okay, no, it's not on there.
No. You're looking for ACU points?
No, I'm looking for ACU 8-bike bomb spot.
Ah, that's on our site.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, yeah, leave it with me.
Okay. Got F.
Oh, I think we've only got them for European competition.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Okay, Miles, there's your next job.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't, you know, like he doesn't do enough.
We've got a 16 one for FIM.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so Super Street Bike, as you've already alluded to, Tog. The current speed record is 211.92.
Yep.
Ven's already gone 212.
Yep.
He has been 218 before, but that was too quick.
Yep.
So the 211 is the record at the moment.
Yep. So 210.73 will back up the 212.
And what will 212 back up?
215.01.
See, I'll ask you a question, he has an instant answer.
Only because I
You've already got it. Yeah.
There's one I prepared earlier.
Right.
Well.
That's right, just looking at some of the other records. ACU Funny Bike, Lorcan Parnell. I wish he was here this weekend because that would have been cracking conditions for him to go quick.
Yes, that's a bit unfortunate that because obviously they lost Barry Eastman and there's put a rather large spanner in the works, and also Lorcan was carrying an injury anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so the glue going down in the lanes at the moment. Currently the glue bird is in the autoglue lane coming back. And as we get ready for the final session of Super Street Bike. Now then, 12 bikes have put numbers on the board, so we have a bump spot of 753. We should know this, but I think if a 13th bike appears, it will become a 16 bike field. First up will be Graham Bounchin. Right, time check now, 10 to 6. So by my reckoning, we should be done around about 7:30, 7:40. So yeah, all looking good at the moment. And then it's barbecue o'clock. Don't forget, it's getting dark till about.
Glad.
Well, not for you. It's not. No, you still got work to do up here. Jason Yates down there. How you doing, buddy? So, soaking up the rays down there. You didn't hear me, but you saw me. Now, the other thing we look forward to actually is the Street Eliminator cruise. That's not a million miles away, to be honest.
Karen Stevens would like us to mention the party.
I've got that. I've just got that as well.
Ah.
Hey, Colin, can you please mention Party in the Pits?
At least Karen had the good grace not to put "I know you're busy" but in front of it.
Yeah, she's probably thinking, "Oh, he's got nothing better to do."
That's right.
Yeah, Party in the Pits tonight up in Pro ET. Awesome band, getting ready for this evening. Get ready to rock your evening. Everyone is welcome. Racers, spectators, and all Santa Pod crew. Bring your beers and enjoy. All provided to you by the kind sponsors of Mojistang Pro ET. See you later. I think the band is Never the Agreed tonight. Really good band indeed. And the stage set up in Pro ET pits.
I better not say which track it was, but it wasn't in England. It's, we're going to have a party tonight, we've got a band, and I have seen better bands on a cigar. It was awful. And there was we went to Mantalk once, and it wasn't a band, it was a guy, and there was like 3 people in the marquee, and we were 2 of them. And the other one was a guy on the stage.
Oh dear.
It was Yoni No Mates, I think. Okay, I think that is it. Here come Steve Mead and Graham Bouchin.
Right, Graham, I believe, is on a 7.2 at the moment.
So, this is Taylor's Trophy Super Street Bike, sponsored as ever by Kathy Taylor, to whom love and hugs. Okay, so that's Steve Mead and Graham Bouchin.
Yeah, both qualified. 7.27 at the moment for Steve, 7.23 for Graham.
As things stand, this is a first round pairing.
Ah, yeah.
Okay, so Graham Bouchin is in there at a 7.23 and a 7.27 for Steve.
.120 for Steve B to 60 foot. 7.38, 7.08 to 01 for Graham Bouchin. He moves up to number 3. Steve Mead's bike is so quick to 60 foot. God, if that performance can stay on the whole run, my goodness me, he'd have a fast machine.
If you're listening, Miles, we could do another one of those analyses of each of the best increments down the track and see what that comes out as now. I wouldn't be at all surprised if it was like a 6.0 or something.
Rick Stubbins, Graham Dance. 713, 203, 747, 191.
Okay, so yeah, improvement for Graham Dance stays number 7.
Right, Mark Dainty and Pete Field. Right, now Pete, if he can go quicker than 747, he'll move up the order and the bump spot will change. Well, whatever Pete Field improves to will be the bump unless he goes quicker than 747.
Mark, of course, is on a personal best of 7:35 from earlier, mate. That's 7:34.
Well done. Pete Field improves by 100th as well, 7:52. That's your new bump spot. Right, Chris Reed and I think I would guess Gary Bow. Right, Gary went 6:99 earlier on.
You might think it's sort of like Dave Bow's been very, very careful about where he put Gary there, and you might wonder, does it really make a difference a few inches each way? Believe me, it does.
123, 60 foot for Gary.
Gary's really moving.
458, 168 at the 8th, and a 695, 205 at the stripe. Nice one, Gary. Boise goes 764, 191. Right, hold on tight then. Let's see if Ben can do it. 212.86. He's on a speed record.
Yep, so 210.7 or above, or 7.3 or above will back up that. Or, of course, he can go faster than 212.86.
Oh, 123.60. 310, 450 sub 169.
That'll do you.
That'll do. 691 to 11.
Yep.
New speed record confirmed at 212.86. Not only that, it's a 691 as well.
I think the thing is, in the ACU, you get points for a speed record, so Steve's going to be on some points there.
Right, Dave Thomas. On the outside looking in, actually, 801, he's going to have to put one out of the bag here. We know he's capable of running 7s, but can he go quicker than 752?
This is a good time to pull out the big one.
Well, 150, 60 foot is not going to get it done, I'm afraid. 797, 182, his best run of the day.
Dave's crew actually look quite happy with that, so I think they're, he's not qualified, but it's nice to get into the 7s. Okay, so that's Super Street Mike. Now 850 bike.
Looks like they've just gone down to Brighton, doesn't it?
Yeah. Quick chorus of We Are the Mods. Yeah. Okay, Super Street Mike.
Right, in Critchlow, Joe Elliott. Critch number 1. Joe number 4 at the moment. $869. No help for either of them, they stay put. Next up, J Row, Leo Lester. Right, Joe currently number 3 on an 871. Leo number 6 on a breakout 845. So I think Leo needs to slow it down just a little bit. Well, that's one way of slowing it down. Pull the wheels down. 856, 931. No help for either. Jake Michelle puts the visor down on Alan Morrison.
Made that sound like something the mafia would do. Put the visor down.
And it's Ross Morrison. .856, 854. Ross Morrison moves up for number 2. Alan drops to number 3 because of that. Rick Sawatsky and Adam Burns. This is 950 bike. Final session for them. Rick currently number 5, Adam number 4. That is well judged by Alan Burns. You saw him sit bolt upright at the stripe there to scrub off some speed. He did 954.
That's pretty much like putting the parachute out.
It is, isn't it? Especially at a speed of 124 mile an hour. Well, he sat up earlier than that, so probably did about 140 when he sat up. All right, Craig Wright, Philip Harrison. Craig currently number 7, Phil number 8. Field spread is actually 1/4 of a second. Well, just over. .971 for Craig, 12:02. So no help for those two. Right, number 3, Stacey Reed. Number 2, Brett Cordell. Brett's been really riding well this weekend. Had that big wheelie in Q1 and still broke out, and then adjusted his run for Q2. Went 954. Let's see if we can get a run in between the two of them. That would be good. He went 946, then 954. Bang in the middle. It's 950. Stacey also on a 954 at the moment. .951, he did it. Brett Cordell doing as instructed. Get one in between the two. And it was the right side of the class index. So one more qualifier, 951, Brett Cordell. 962 there for Stacey, so she stays 3. I think this is the last pair. Alan Morrison just been dumped to number 2. Martin Hallett, number 6.
Yeah, I think this is the last pair. We have funny bikes behind us. Quick check at the track and we're off. Oh, more people wanting money.
Laura Bainton come up to the tower. Congrats to her. Oh, 943, Martin Hallett. He goes number 1 and he takes the number 1 into eliminations, and 950 with a 6. Brett Cordell was number 1 qualifier for 1 pairing, but Martin Hallett has taken it. So well done to him. We go on to Funny Bike. Crossley not on the Bop Chop Suzuki. That's Dave Batchelor riding it. Phil Crossley himself is on the Yellow Metal Racing methanol bike. Both of these guys have been in the sevens. Dave, 726 at the moment. Phil, only one run though, 784.
It's looking like a very nice run for Dave.
765, yeah, not too bad at all. Not as quick as he went earlier, but Phil Crossley, 765 could improve it.
Here comes the cruise.
Because there's bikes all over the place. Right, the Top Speed Automotive Street Eliminator Cruise. Andy Bond heading the way from Nick Hale, Ash Cooper, Joe Stevens, Anthony Higgs, Nigel Hale, and of course Graham Smith with Snow White. Oh, I'd move that box out of the way quickly if I was you. Well done. So Andy Bond heads them out into the countryside with Nick Hale close behind. Ash Cooper with the transit van. Joe Stevens with the Sunbeam Stiletto looking at the side of Anthony Higgs' car. That is an 8-second Capri, really flying this weekend. Nigel Hale with the big pickup truck. And Graham Smith back to the track. Rene Vanderberg and Dewey Lukes. 8:55, 8:45, Dewey, just the quicker of the two.
Did you notice the lack of smoke from Rennie Vandenberg's motor that time? Or on his previous runs, it was like clouds of smoke at the start, but not this time.
That's the first time I've seen the crews come down when the track's been live, if you like. That was good. Actually, they were bang on schedule as well.
Yeah.
All right, Kars van der Belt from the Netherlands on his Honda. Currently number 2. Kev Charman, number 7. If these two stay put, these will be racing each other tomorrow. .726 and 868. Yeah, they both stay put. All right, Dave Peters and Eric Ricard. Eric, number 1 qualifier, 691.
It is good to see Dave Peters back. You remember he disappeared into a cloud of smoke earlier. Sometimes it's not a problem, other times it is. This time, obviously not.
Also not a problem is Eric's feet not sitting on the pegs.
Yes.
Just dangling there.
Yeah, his right boot, his toe is in contact with the track all the way down last run. Here he goes again.
He's also losing his legs as aerodynamics. Oh, look at the number, 673, 198 mile an hour. Party time here, Marshall's getting mobbed. Oh, congratulations, guys. That was superb. Oh, thing is, the rider doesn't know what he's running. He probably felt that was quick, but a 673. Oh, it just makes it all worthwhile, that does. Cracking run. Right, Ginner. Outlaw Anglia, he's back in the tower. How are we doing, mate? Yeah?
Yeah, everything's good.
Good, good.
Yeah, everything seems to be good in the hood. Hi guys, sorry to interrupt.
Right, Simon Barlow, Matt Cooper.
Yeah, sorry about that, mate. The race director sent over.
Okay, so Simon Barlow's your number 2 qualifier at 764 with an 8, and Matt Cooper 837 with an 8 is your number 3 qualifier.
Right, I don't know what that's about, but
He must have thought we were giving free beer away.
is that why you came up then?
No, don't be like that.
Right, Simon Barlow, Matt Cooper. Well, Simon Barlow's number 2 qualifier. He's got to move up.
I just spoke to him earlier on, and he said that they're going to try and turn it up now. So he wants the number 1 qualifier.
Colin Miller, okay? Is he in the lanes?
Yes, it was a water leak. It's all sorted.
Good.
Everything's good.
Excellent. Right, so Matt Cooper, Simon Barlow.
Looking good for Simon. Oh.
Yeah, he rolled the beams, unfortunately.
Yeah.
As long as you don't do that in the next round.
Yeah, 8:35 and 8:27. No help for those two. Into the Perry lanes, please. ET Bike and Super Twin Top Gas, please. Yeah, I'll say that again. Comp Bike, ET Bike and Super Twin Top Gas, please. So, your current number 1 qualifier is that man there, Scotty Crookston. But I tell you what, Jeff Mead's really be going well. I'm assuming he's still on treads, is he?
Yeah. Yeah, he's still
He
on
doesn't know
treads.
anything else, does he?
I think he enjoys it. But he is running the wheelie bars now.
That's probably very helpful for him, because that thing does wheel stand like a good one. Can I have Super Gas into the pairing lanes, please? Super Gas. So in the lanes. So, Scotty C, let's see if he can go quicker than 7:58. Good looking runs of hair here. No dramas for wheel stands. 7:58.25. Scotty goes a little bit further ahead. Jeff Meads, 8:25. Cracking run. I'm guessing Jeff's still totally street legal, isn't he?
Yeah.
Just take the wheelie bars off and job done, isn't it?
Yeah, he said he'd come out and play with us this year and do something a little bit different. So it, and this will be an interesting run, because Colin now, he wants the number 1 spot.
Well, he's, well, as I say, he's only got to go quicker than 7:50 than his teammate.
Well, this is a family rivalry.
Isn't it? Although Barry Crookston this weekend, actually. I mean, only 2 of them.
Barry's, he'll be out for the next meeting. I'm not sure whether the car's actually tagged fully.
Right, okay.
You know, but I said the next meeting, it's another one of those where he's not fast enough. He's fast enough, but not fast enough to be a contender with the others.
Yeah, that will come. It's all been out of the same mould, literally. So, Colin Miller, Mick Taylor. Oh, I think we're going to say hello to new number 1 qualifier. That is a peach of a run. Yeah,
yes.
7:43, 189.
Yeah, he did well. That's what he was looking for.
Mick Taylor still working away at the car. It will come round.
Him and Rob Stone had the similar problem. I don't know which way they're going with it, but they was both saying that they had similar issues.
Are you saying electronic or?
Well, they're not sure. They're not sure that it's electronic or whether it's like they're both changed converters.
Yeah.
And you know yourself, you start changing and messing around with converters.
Oh, don't talk to me about converters, mate. I've got my own world of pain.
It's all a technical science, isn't it?
Talking of issues, Rob Stone being pushed back. And,
I think that brings us to the end of it.
It does, yeah.
Oh, that was quick, wasn't it?
Unfortunately, yeah.
How many of you there are going to be at Dragstalgia? Do you know?
Millions. Millions.
Okay, that suits me.
Millions.
Can't wait for that.
You can get cream for it, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of like twice a year Catholics, isn't it? Easter and Christmas.
Well, that's right. I said, you know, we've got a lot of cars and a lot of cars that are not tagged. So it's, and we've got a lot of fast cars. We've got a lot of semi-fast cars, and we've got a lot of slow cars. So, but when they can do and mix it up a bit, and then I think at the Nostalgias they run the 2 rounds.
They did the bracket. That was fantastic.
Yeah, and the bracket worked quite well.
It was brilliant.
Yeah, it's obviously the way forward, isn't it?
I think that was an absolute masterstroke, that bracket. Really just got everybody back into it.
Well, it gives everybody a chance.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't make it like the front leaders are running away with everything. The people that sort of are on the fence but not fast enough, you know, it gives them a bit of a buzz, and you know they can come out again and again and try. So
no, definitely the right way.
Right.
Right, we go to Comp Bike, and it's Yannick Ricard and Louis Davies. Yannick on a 756, Louis 771. He's the points leader coming into this event. All important points. Well, Louis out in front. Yannick closing him down. Yannick goes by. 749, 758. Yannick goes to number 1. Gooey, 758. Cements is number 3 there.
Yeah, Yannick's motor was puffing smoke in the second half there, and then there was another load in the shutdown area. So we're going to have a quick check of the track. Smoke is not always a bad thing, but you must check.
Well, fingers crossed for Rob Stone. Nothing untoward there. Didn't look up there was a drama at all. So check that one over in the pits, and he'll be out for eliminations tomorrow. Bit of concern just past the 8th actually in the auto glim lane. So Bike's advised to shut off, and I think he's going to jump in the tractor. Indeed he is. Right, Tog, I think we can rest our vocal cords for a moment, actually. It's been pretty full on today.
Yeah, that's the way it should be.
Yeah, been a fantastic day so far. So just for a moment, we're going to take a break from commentary. Obviously, you don't need us to commentate on a tractor going up and down. So a little bit of a clean up in the autoglim lane, but we will take it back when we continue qualifying, the final qualifying session for Comp Bike here at the STP Summer Nationals. We'll be back with you shortly.
Thank you very much, Nitro FM. Excellent job. Okay, so back to comp bike. So that'll be Margot Schmidt in the energy check lane, judging by her husband out front. You had the advantage over us because we can't see through the floor here. Okay,
right, Valentine Sankey from the Netherlands. Margot Schmidt also from the Netherlands. Margot number 2 qualifier. Valentine number 8. Well, running out of classes to call actually, and that's for anybody that hasn't run. Let's have in the lanes. Wild Bunch is the last class this weekend. Oh, Valentine had his own directional issues on that one. 7:51 for Margot, matches what she ran earlier. Stays number 2. Valentine 8:54. No help for him. John McLean Jr. on the Suzuki, currently number 6 qualifier on an 8:26. And Chris Neary as he appears from underneath the tower, the Hobo Racing Hayabusa, 8:38, currently number 7. Once again, John McLean Jr. very close to the centre line. Keeping it away from the blocks though. 8:37 for Chris. John at 9:07. Sam Sykes, Paul Hambridge. Numbers 4 and 5. And if you can get an improvement from these two and nobody else swaps around, this will be round 1 match-up tomorrow morning.
So Paul Hambridge, one of our ever-presents at test days and all talk days and peak performance. .764. Sam moves up to number 3, so he avoids Paul Hambridge in round 1 tomorrow. Right, Robbie Dobby on the Super Penguin, so this is a change to ET bike. That was me thinking it was going to be Pro Mod next, but no, we're going to get ET bike through, then it'll be Pro Mod. So let's have a look then. Steve Ashby, currently number 11, and a 9:74. His dial-in is 9:28. And Robbie Dobby, 10:30 the dial. That's currently run at 10:34. .937, not too bad at all. 10:50. Steve Ashby moves up from 11 to 7. Robbie Dobby stays number 6. Right, next up. Let the screen update itself. Here we go. Peter Harrison, the Ducati, 10.80. And Paul Adams, he's number 3 spot at the moment, 8:87. Is the dial. He went 8:88 earlier. Now the racers can change their dial-ins between rounds. .879 breakout there for Paul Adams. Peter Harrison, no help for him. 10:85, but he'd already done a better run than that. Okay, here's your number 1 qualifier in the Ultra Green Lanes. Harrison Brown, Datadoo Racing, 970 dialing. So you're sticking with that. And Jake Mitchell, he was champion in 850 bike more than once. Currently building a super street bike, but of course can't stay away in the interim.
78 on a 70, 33 on a 28. Jake moved up from 8 to 6. Harrison already number 1. Annie Bergering from the Netherlands. Justin Moulton from Yaxley on the Kawasaki. Hanny's number 14 on a 1061, and Justin number 12 on a 1264 at the moment. The Darlings 10 flat, 1090.
Yeah, so Justin just edged out a stage while the tree was running there. So that would have started the clock whilst he was sitting there looking at it, and so 10:51 for Hannes moves him up to 12 and nudges Justin down 1 place.
Next up then is Phil and Johnny. Now then, Johnny, this is only his 2nd run actually. Missed Q1. Dials in a 1020. Phil an 895. Johnny's almost like ducking, going, come on, Mike, come on, Mike, come on, Mike. Phil goes 906. Don't think he's going to move him around that much. No, he stays 9, and Johnny stays 14 at 12:58. Next pair, Gary Hester, Dave Grundy.
Hey, Gary Hester's currently your number 4 qualifier. He's dialing in 1062, and Dave Grundy 1092, and he's your number 11.
.54 breakout and 11:11, so no help for those two. Right, Jasmine Cordell dialing in 9:46, and Patrick Linares from the Netherlands dials in 11:57. He's number 2 qualifier at the moment. This is the last pair of bikes in the T-Bike. Next up, Pro Mod. Oh, 9:43 breakout. Good effort from Jazz though. Patrick goes 13:09, so they both stayed put as well. Right, Motorsport UK, Pro Modified. Final qualifying session. Right, the pairings then. Mick Payne taking on Wayne Nicholson. Davies and Bobby Wallace. Jean Donovan and John Webster. And then Kev Slifield, Mark Hartwell.
Okay, looks like not a lot happening in the pairing lanes vis-a-vis Wayne. I think they're saying to him, or just hang on a minute.
Mick Payne is on a solo actually.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's good. It did look like there was frantic work around the car, but
well, no, I've only labelled one.
That's right. That's fine.
On the screen.
I'd sooner be wrong than Wayne have a problem.
Well, I only looked at the screen to double check. So I was hoping Wayne was coming around. He was listed to run against Mick. All right, so Mick is qualified, a 7:36 in Q2. Gets him into the show. Beams once again, but Mick's sticking with it. This could be his best run of the weekend. 7:36.209. Good job. Nice bit of speed there at the stripe, actually. All right, Wayne Nicholson's Lucky Devil Corvette fired up the first time of asking. Right, so Wayne Nicholson just needs to get an A to B run here to get himself qualified for tomorrow. So for Lucas Oils, the Lucky Devil himself. Again, that message still emblazoned on the rear wing there. Hi, Theon, love Grandad and Graham. All right, come on, Wayne. Kept his foot in it all the way to a 6.86 at 2:04. That means so much. Oh, they're in and they're happy. My goodness for that. Not only that, in at number 6. Good shot. All right, next up there, Nick Davies and Bobby Wallace. Right, this is where Bobby needs to open his textbook 6.2 second run. And would Nick Davies love to run a 6.1? Well, he'd love to run a 6.0 even. But he's currently on a 6.25. He's number 4 qualifier at the moment, is Nick. Right, so the turbo setup on the Firebird, the nitrous of Bobby Wallace, Pro Mod Q3. So Rob Loring and Annie Wallace bringing their 2 respective chargers to the line. Simultaneously into pre-stage. Turbo boost building up for Nick. Blazes the tyres there for Nick. Bobby Wallace is on a flyer here. Come on, Bob. 6.2. Yes, 6.20, yeah. 2.24. Excellent run. So close to a 6.1 as well. And where does Bobby go with that? Goes 4. Actually goes ahead of Nick Davies. And if nothing else changes, those two are racing round 1 tomorrow. Right, Jean Delemont and John Webster. There's 2 things that have worked out really well then. A cracking burnout from John Webster and a massage of the neck there as well. Oh, just when life can't get any better. 7:36, the bump. That's irrelevant. They qualified. Jean Delemont, 6.13. This new motor is working superbly in the car. John Webster, currently 6.43. We know he can go quicker. I think the burnout meant business as well. Got some proper heat into everything there. If you ever get a chance to have a look inside these cars, it really is engineering at its best. You have a lot of things inside these cars, but Webbo, for some reason, it's hidden everything in there. It's the most streamlined internals I've ever seen on a Pro Mod car. Brilliantly engineered. Webbo gets us way out of shape there. Digs the 330, 6.42 for Jean Delemont.
I rather suspect that Jean saw either John or the timing thing there, because he went left just as John crossed lanes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, the 60 foots were fairly equal between the two cars. Well, Jean Delemont must have had peripheral vision, actually, because looking at the numbers, Jean was only 200ths slower off the line, but had gone past Webbo by 60 foot. But 6.42 was the number for Jean, and John Webster's run obviously DQ'd across the centre line, wiped out the 330 block. And unbelievably, I think that's the first block today.
Give it time.
Well, if you're going to hit a block, hit the 330, because if you're hitting one further up the track, you're obviously going faster and it can do some damage. So not saying the 330 block can't, but you'd rather hit one at a slower speed than a faster speed.
Okay, here's one for you to explain, Colin. So
Yeah.
Annie Wallace is out front. Bobby is in the car. I type in Bonnie Wallace 6.20.
Bonnie would love that.
Yeah, I'm sure she would, yeah.
I think she's awaiting her turn in one of these cars, actually. Don't forget, they did have a spare Pro Mod at home. But Annie concentrating on helping Bobby out. I don't think they can run both cars at one event. They haven't got enough crew. Right, last pair. And boy, oh boy, would we like to see side-by-side fives. It can happen. Kev's on a 6.03, Mark's on a 6 flat. Oh, two good strong burnouts there, no issues whatsoever. Next part of it. Get reverse gear, engage, bring them back. That's happening. So now it's all about the pre-race procedure, bringing the cars up to the line. No stumbling off the line. Good, hard launches for both cars required. And then let's just hang on and see what happens. But we know what we want to see. Mark Halfeld has run a 5.95 PB at the main event. Kev very close to PB territory at the moment, 6.03. Tell you what, that'll be another party if Kev runs a 5. So the Blown Bird and the Voodoo Hemi. Your final pair in Motorsport UK Pro Modified qualifying. These two are guaranteed 1 and 2 qualifier, but in which order? Mark's got the upper hand at the moment. It all can change in about 2 seconds. Oh, it's a cracking side-by-side run. Superb race. 5.97 for Mark Hardfeld, 6.16 for Kev Slyfield. Mark is back in the 5s yet again. 239 at the stripe for Mark, 222 for Kev. But Mark Hartfeld to the 8th in 393 at 189. 401, 180 for Kev. Both of them with 0 lights as well. And look at all the congratulations between both teams. That is what drag racing is all about. Rivals on the track, and as soon as the runs are completed, they're all high-fiving and hugging each other. That was great. But congratulations to Mark Hartfeld and the Voodoo Hemi team. #1 qualifiers, and they're back in the 5s. Oh, worth the price of admission alone, that one. We like that a lot. Right, we've only got, what, 5 classes left to go today. This is Super Twin Top Gas. And then we got Super Gas, Sportsman ET, Wild Bunch, and to wrap the end of the day, the Jet Car. But give them a huge cheer. That's Mark Hartfeld's Voodoo Hemi team. Gonna clip them out from the top end. Back in the 5. And of course, Kev Fifield's team as well. Right, Super Gas. And actually, there was only one bike having a go in Super Twin Top Gas then. On now to Super Gas. Andy Dibley, the Magic Rat, and Andy Harrison, the Brute Force Sierra. Big cherry on the tree for Andy Dibley, and he's learned to keep his foot buried in the carpet now. There goes 9.58, big breakout, but look at that. Andy Harrison, 9.903. He takes #1 spot from Colin Morris. Well done to Andy Harrison. You want to fall over and hurt your leg more often, mate, because when you get it repaired, it works well. Simon Fulton, Mark White. These two, #8 and #7. So index for all the class, 9.90. Mark White breaks out, but Simon Fulton gets one the right side there, 9.94. Well, I've just seen Simon go through. Here comes Davies, brother, going alongside John Turner. These two currently 7 and 4. Turn to the higher qualified car at the moment. And a 9.93, a breakout there for John Turner. Dave Fulton moves up from 7 to 5. Shuffling around at the moment. All right, Bob Malden. Obviously, Jan always listens into commentary to see what I say about her old man. And then reports back to Bob. Right, let's see what he's got for us then. He's currently at a 9.90 with a 9. And Bob goes through with a 9.96, 126. So Bob's going to stay #3. And Wobbly Bob Beer going to be on the cards a bit later on, I think. Right, we move to Sportsman ET. Only got Sportsman ET and the Wild Bunch to go, and then to wrap the day up, a Jet Car.
Excellent.
Jill Medley and Ashley Simons. Jill Dunningham 13.12, 13.50 for Ash. Now I know what's Jill got for us this time. That's looking quick again. 13.26 the right side, 13.63. Ash moves up 18 to 10. Jill moves up 16 to 12. Right, the Stang, 13.44 dial in for Clive Dandridge. He's already number 5 qualifier. And Cliff Houghton with the Corvette. Dialing in 13.30, currently number 16. So the Corvette gets there first with a breakout. Unfortunately, went 400s too quick on a 13.26, and the Stang 13.52. No change in position for him. That's a big old burnout there for Deb with the Mustang. Always like when a racer dials in 13.20, just reminds us how long the drag strip is in feet. Gary Lake dialing in 14.24 with the Arabian Night.
Well, Gary Lake's is for the fuel autopilots among us, 14.24.
Good point. Yeah, and some.
Yeah.
.11 breakout, just that little bit too quick, but a 14.28 from Gary Lake. That's the right side, only 400ths off. He moves up 17 to 6 with that one.
Okay, Jay McCready next up, your number 7 qualifier, dialing a 15.48, and Chris Creswell is currently 20th and dials in at 16.08.
Well, Jane has obviously got the dinner on and wanted to get back to the pits early.
I'm glad you said that. I'd have been strung up.
It's a collective for the team, not an individual.
Yeah, right,
Let me just add that.
Yeah.
But a 15.51. That's a good run. She moves up to number 2. No wonder she was keen to get the job done.
Okay, the Mercury Comet in the energy check lane.
It's still for sale.
It's still for sale. Well, it might have been sold this
nobody's
afternoon. But mate, 64 Mercury Comet. They've got the original sales invoice, would you believe? 50,000 miles genuine. It says mileage. I love that. 302 V8 with the auto box. Caltrax, MOT, spares, no rust. In this country, no rust. 1418 over the quarter it's done. So go and see the Huxleys if you fancy the car in the energy check lane.
Well, it's done 50,002 miles now, if you include the 3 runs and the up and down the return road and everything. 15.02, moves up from 22 to 12. And no help there for John McCarrigal. He breaks out, goes too quick.
Okay, that will be Georgina Smith. So we've got 2 of our lady racers. God, we hadn't said that for a while. Georgina Smith, your number 21 qualifier, dialing in 15.90. And Holly Sanders, 14.77 dialing. Miss TT. So you can see that visibly. Holly moved first there. So we're looking for a 14.77. Holly's going to get there first. 14.80.
Not bad. Yeah. Mind you, she's already number 1. Good run for Georgina, though. Moves up to number 8 with a 15.97.
Okay, Eurodragster.com colleague Kirsty Tram.
Oh, nice to say she's a colleague, not a former colleague, so she hasn't
No,
been sacked today.
oh no. She'd have to do very bad stuff to be a former colleague. Okay, and Rob Creswell in the Beast, 13.65. So Kirsty's just changed the dialing very slightly from last round.
God, cracking light there from Rob 011. 1374. Oh, 1505.
Oh no.
Tom, you're useless at dialing in. Oh, it wasn't your dialing. Okay, I'll forgive you. Breaks out by less than 100.
You're going to have to work that one out.
Well, actually, Tom's had a pretty decent day in Super Pro, so we'll forgive him for everything.
5.26 inch breakout for Kirsty there.
That's a Tom's beard, isn't it?
Mm.
Right, next up, Sam Innes, Richard Medley. Sam currently 16, Richard 19. The Darlings, 1495 and 1541. $15.02, 1563. Sam moves up from 16 to 9. No change for Mr. Medley.
Okay, Janet Lawson, your number 20 qualifier, up against Connor Holt, your number 22. Connor's dialing in 1370 in the autoglim lane, and the energy check lane, Janet has got 1548.
Tell you what, Connor's car really going well. It's work in progress, so to speak. This car, the garage that he worked in came in as a part exchange, and he bought it. And 13-second car. Elaine slow. Oh, he's gone 1378. That's a move. 22 to 11. Janet improves. 1557.
Up to number 12 from
number
12.
12. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay, so Felicity Gibbs next up. Number 4 qualifier on this rampage. Of course, your current reigning champion in Sportsman ET, sponsored by Hutchison and Dibley. And Peter Clayton from Billingham in the Mustang 1466. Okay, so 1466 and runs 1468. That's not going to hurt. So up to number 2 for Peter Clayton and pushes Flick down a place to number 5. Okay, Holly Waters next up, your number 16 qualifier. 1745 dial in, Dan Holloway. 1595 in the pickup.
I believe this is the last pair, actually. We've got a wild bunch of cars started up round the back. You see them both move before the green came on by a fair old whack, and the result of that, both of them had very good zero lights. So 1745 and 1595 the Darlings. 1605, 1745 Holly Walters. The last car in the session, and she takes the number 1 spot. Wow, save the best till last, why not? So Holly Walters takes number 1 from Holly Sanders, number 2.
Okay, yeah, so your top 5, Holly Walters, Holly Sanders, Pete Clayton, Jane McCready and Kirsty Tran.
Right, Rob Brown, well, they've well and truly adjusted the dial-in, and why not? Changed it to 8.40. Do you know what? I don't think they've moved it far enough. I would have put something like a 36 on the board for this one. Cooling down a bit. The air's getting better. Track's still got heat. And the Rebel is a fast car. And I'll apologise to the team if it does run an 8.36. We'll soon see. That is arrow straight. 853, 157, 899. Very good. Just a little breakout.
So improvement for Rob Brown, but stayed number 6.
Right, Callum Swinch at previous round dialed in 890. Went 890. Taking the number 2 spot. Marcel, number 1 at the moment. Who's he got for company? Phil James with the Rampage.
Okay, so Phil's dialing in a 930. Callum an 890. Callum ran an 8.909 earlier. Phil with his 930 has run 933. So, classically style fuel altered takes on the classically style 70s funny car. That's what we like.
Oh, lovely little wheel stand off the line there for young Callum. Is he going to run another 890? Do you know what? I think he
looks
could.
That way.
Oh, he does. 890, bang on again. 931 for Phil James. On a 930 dial, he stays 3. Callum Swinchat's getting rather good at this malarkey. You can't any more than that, can you? Yeah, Andy Prisball, get a little altered. That's what you want to do, get an altered.
Okay, next up, Mark Coulsell is first round the corner in the Limited Funds Racing Slingshot. And Philippa Turton in the Bitchcraft. I'm sure she's not.
Well, Steve and Anna waiting patiently and holding Mark back at the moment. And going alongside Philippa Turton. Mark out front, ready to...
Okay, so it's 8:22 dialing for Mark and 13:45. I think that says from here. Yep.
Yeah,
there you
spot
go.
on.
Something weird going on in junior drag bike in Sweden. They were all using paper plates for their dial-ins. They had the dial-ins written on paper plates. I have no idea what that was about, but it was quite amusing.
Well, Mark Turton, it says something on the dialing board, but I can't read it.
Okay.
I'm not going to read that out, Mark. Oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah, bit closer, mate.
He's mad as a box of frogs, is Mark Turton,
Okay.
and he just proved it with that dialing board. You nutter. Absolute nutter. .822 is the target, 8:24 is the run. Very nice indeed, Mark Coulsell. Philippa, 13:48 on A45. Very good run indeed. Right, Ellie's in trouble now. And this is the last car down the track that is engine powered. And then to close the day, we have Martin Hill with Fire Force 5.
He's just running to square leg. Or are you pleased to see me? Okay, so earlier on sounded the car didn't sound at all happy earlier, but sounds a bit more like it now. Running very sweetly. Okay, so
car.
yeah, so, yeah, nice one. 13:45 dialing. Okay. It's not a 1345 dial-in, it's a 950 dial-in now, they've changed it. Okay, so Ellie is in trouble. Ellie's the daughter, is that right?
I'm not sure.
I think it's her college fund or something.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yes. Yes, you're right. Remember that now.
Okay, so car's still not happy. Can he beat 20.46? Yes, he can.
Yeah.
Okay, so they've got the evening to sort things out.
As our track crew have as well, but you can't start scraping just yet. Got one more car to go. Right, well, if you look at the run order, the last car scheduled down the track is the jet car at 5 minutes past 7. The time is 4 minutes past 7, and Martin Hill is lining up. Clockwork day. Well done to everybody today.
It's pretty impressive.
Done a super job out there.
So we've had 2 or 3 stops and we're still on time.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
Well, considering we've only had one comfort break.
Yeah. Right, I hold the Eurodragster.com record for that, like 5:45 in the morning to half midnight, so we're all right.
That's pretty good going.
Yeah, it was in Finland. There's a lot of sweat going on.
So, Martin Hill with Fire Force 5. We're going to wrap things up here for today. Tog, it's been a brilliant day. I've thoroughly enjoyed today.
Absolutely fantastic day, and we've got another day of it yet.
I must admit, I haven't seen Street Eliminator crews come back yet, but they may already be back. What time did they go out?
About an hour ago.
It was 6:05 they left. 7:05 now. Yeah, they're due back soonish. No, we did mention run of the day. I'm going to give it to Anthony Higgs, actually, thinking about it. The Capri, 8-second pass in Street Eliminator, considering 4 weeks ago he was on fire.
Yeah.
Going up through the timing traps. What a rebuild and what a reward for him and for everybody else that chipped in and helped him out with that. And, certainly run of the day and probably a moment of the weekend as well. But, well done to everybody, some brilliant performances this weekend.
Okay, so we've got all sorts of joy to come now.
Don't forget live music, Pro ET, Party in the Pits. Live music later on this evening. A glorious summer's evening here at Sanford Raceway, the STP Summer Nationals. Hope you've enjoyed it. We certainly have.
You know, they're not scraping the right lane because Martin's just about to set fire to it for them.
Okay, so the first part of the Afterburner show is completed. Richie tells Martin to wind it on up. give him a big wave. Here we go, Martin Hill, Fire Force 5.
Oh, he's on one. Oh, he's on.
Oh, clicked it early. But still goes 5:55 at 2:01. Wow. A 0.96 to 60 foot, 361, 222 miles an hour at the 8th. Wow, what a run that was. Right, that's a wrap for day one. Absolutely brilliant day. Ladies and gents, thank you ever so much indeed for paying us a visit today. And I think most of you will be here tomorrow as well. Have a great evening. Glorious weather. It's going to be warm evening tonight. If you've got a bit of pod face, then, well, just look after that. Tog, thank you ever so much indeed.
Thank you,
Colin.
yeah.
As my wingman this weekend.
Do it all again tomorrow.
Yeah, why not? So, Nitro FM and 96.2. We haven't heard much from you, thankfully, today, but that is a good thing because we've had some cracking racing today. But now, the airwaves are yours for the rest of the evening. Thank you very much indeed.